Little Ty asked. How do you stay so cool in front of so many reporters? Jack, feeling nostalgic, pulled out a paper clip as if it were a time machine and started narrating his hilarious blunders during his first speech. From that moment on, he treated the paperclip like a lightning rod, zapping away all his nervousness, while little Ty listened intently to his golden nuggets of wisdom. Watching this scene, Annie hilariously mistook Jack for little Ty's dad. How ridiculous. Little Ty turned and requested, "Can we go see the parade now?" Annie anxiously checked her watch time. Ultimately, she decided on 5 minutes, then hesitantly invited Jack, busy as he was, to Monday's party, her heart racing. Annie wanted to connect with Jack, but remembering she was a maid, her face flushed. Plus, her false persona increased the exposure risk with more meetings. She was anxious. Rationality trumped feelings as Annie boldly declined, and those 5 minutes flew by. After parting with Jack, she hurried back with little Ty. Seeing Anna's resolve, Jack didn't try to stop her before they parted. He pulled out a handful of paper clips from his pocket. He even reminded her to save them for later, saying, "These should last you until adulthood." What a thoughtful dead moment. Watching the mother-son duo leave, Jack stared there for quite a while, a mysterious smile creeping onto his face. Back at the hotel, Annie quickly changed into her maid uniform, ready for her maid life. But before she could even begin to marvel at the smooth and uneventful nature of her clandestine outing, news abruptly reached her that someone wished to see her. Her heart skipped a beat, thinking she'd been found out. She cautiously walked into the office, her mind a whirlwind of anxiety. Just as she prepared to confess, the woman who had notified her said, "Miss Law submitted your promotion request for you." It turned out the earlier office visit was just to discuss her promotion. What a relief. But peace didn't last long. The next morning, the newspaper featured her and Jack's park photo. Though she quickly shielded her face, acquaintances might still recognize her. She could only pray no one would see that newspaper. Yet risks didn't end there. Jack wanted to see Annie, ordering a letter to the park suite guest. When her name came up, the suite's owner was thrilled to learn Senator Jack wanted to invite them for dinner. His excitement was over the moon. Meanwhile, Annie, busy cleaning the restroom, felt the same excitement. She knew Jack's invitation was meant for her. However, her blissful mood didn't last long. She was soon summoned by her boss to serve in Jack's. "Good morning, Jack Matthew." "Thanks, no worries." As Jack headed for the bedroom, Annie seized the moment to set the table, only for the actual tenant of the park suite to come knocking. Seeing the visitor, Jack's face twisted in confusion, but out of politeness, he invited. However, before they could exchange pleasantries, Jack suddenly recalled Anna's boss and forced himself to stay calm. "Sorry, Jack. No need to apologize. Just find her, please. I love you." Such conversations truly left him puzzled. The connections between Annie, the park suite, and little Ty were starting to make sense. Jack didn't expose her. Instead, he repeatedly helped her out of sticky situations, having a decent understanding of Anna's. Though clueless about the truth, he chose to remain silent to protect Anna's job, not wanting to drag himself into trouble. Finally, after dealing with those affairs, Jack made an excuse to leave and unexpectedly ran into Annie on her way home. She insisted the driver pull over, walking up to the mother and son. "How are you doing?" "I'm okay. How about you?" "I'm good." "Want to hear something weird?" "I'm treating you to lunch today. What happened while you were away?" Annie pondered for a moment. "I checked out and moved to another hotel we're heading to." Annie stuttered. "Tremont Housing Project." "How can I join you?" "You're 9,172. How would I even call you?" "If you want to reach them, just call them directly." Annie hurriedly jotted down the number and dashed away. She feared lingering too long would lead to slip-ups. She had decided to cut all ties with Jack. Thus, she didn't call that number, and after waiting all night for news, Jack grew a bit anxious. He ordered to find Anna's boss and contact the previous tenant for the party invite. Having handed it over to Annie, he was aware of the secret between Annie and Jack and had a vague inkling about the identity of that previous tenant. You can make your own choices. Currently, Annie is confronted with two primary dilemmas. First, she broke the rule of maids wearing guest outfits, but once she became manager, that would no longer be an issue. Second, the lie of a maid and tenant merged into the legitimate identity of a hotel operations manager. Thus, everything had to wait until she sat in the manager's chair, receiving full support from her colleagues. That night, she made an entrance at the banquet in an incredibly stunning manner, instantly captivating everyone's attention and admiration. Jack was no exception. Utterly captivated by her charm, he couldn't shake the feeling. That's her. Remember to